Making a pivot is a choice, and you do it over and over again. When my ex and I broke up, I decided I was going to pivot. I was going to focus on myself. I was going to go deeper in my healing, and I was going to have zero contact with him so that I did not get sucked back in to toxic patterns. But I've had to make that decision over and over and over again in breaking no contact, in trying to get clarity on certain things. I have gone back and entered back into that old dimension of thought, that old dimension of being. And I've also done that by way of intellectualizing. I think ruminating and intellectualizing a concept or a situation is just a way to hold on to the old way of being or the old dimension you were in. Why would I do that? I've been asking myself this over and over again. It's because it's familiar. We cling to the familiar, even when it's bad for us and even when it's unsafe and toxic, because it is known. Being out here in this in between, after the pivot has been made and you've left behind the old toxic patterns of the old dimension, and now you are moving forward into the new dimension, it is uncomfortable AF. The pivot, the in between time is so uncomfortable because it's unknown, and you cannot grasp onto the old ways of the past and try to make a new life in this new dimension based on old patterns of the past, because then you will just repeat what you just left that was toxic. So it is completely unknown and it is scary. You have no idea what it's going to look like. You can't even conceptualize it because you haven't lived it yet. So in my case, I go back and I ruminate on the past and I try to understand what happened and I try to intellectualize. In a lot of ways, it's a way to hold on to the energy of him, hold on to the old way of being and the old dimension, because releasing, like a dear friend always uses this metaphor, when you're on a trapeze and you're about to let go of the tight hold you have on the one set of bars and fling yourself into the air, flying into a place that you've never been before, that is scary. You are so high above the ground and you're terrified, but you know if you just have faith and reach out to the next rung and grab hold of it, you will be safe. But it's in between the flying through the air from one rung of a trapeze to the next rung of the next trapeze that is so uncomfortable. It's terrifying. So we will fling ourselves out and then go back to the pedestal, ruminating about him, thinking about him, intellectualizing